Okay, so we're gonna do a next deformation with the same object, the helix that we did in class. So let's get to it. First thing I have to say is that actually all the settings for rendering are pretty much placed and set. Remember the 1, 2, 3, and we did this in class. So basically, the first step was to create HID 720. We went to quality. We would press here custom. I'm not gonna do it. It was done already. And the last step is create here physical sun sky. So this little guy came out, and probably the person who did this, um, let me see, rotated a little bit and to give a different angle and perspective. So it gives an interesting shadow. He probably also went here, physical sun, and yeah, the multiplier is reduced, so it's not so intense, which is the third one from the left in the attribute editors after touching the sun. And the last one, he probably, no, he did not, but it's fine. If you want to change the softness of the shadow, you should place here like around 4, 5, and increment the samples to 40 or whatever as you prefer. That's going to give the softness of shadows. So I'm going to move this guy W and put it just away so he doesn't bother. I mean, it doesn't matter where we place it as long as the angle is the same. The sun direction is the same, so it's fine. And let's get to cloth. What is cloth is basically creating from whatever geometry that we have the effect of what happens if it's a cloth, and we can animate how it kind of moves and deforms according to gravity, to wind, etc. So we're gonna check several of those. So let's get started. For that purpose, we need to be in N dynamics here, which is only allowed in 2012, which is great because we have it at class now. And we're gonna go to N mesh, and you see create N cloth. We're gonna press there directly after pressing this object, but before that, I'm gonna Ctrl C, sorry. I'm gonna make sure this person actually smoothed it before. That's why we have so many lines, subdivisions in the geometry. But if you don't have smooth, which is what you should be in the original form that you may have, the brain, the heart, the color, whatever, the water, etc., you're not going to have so many lines. So you probably want to select it first and say in polygons here, mesh and smooth options, and put it in 2. Depends on your geometry. You might want to put it in 2 and 1. If 2 creates so much geometry that is impossible to work with, leave it in 1 is fine, but you have to actually smooth it so we have some geometry for the cloth to behave as it is. So in this case, the person did a smooth mesh already, and we have all this geometry, which is good, I think. So let's go back to N dynamics and select the object, and we're going to N mesh and create N cloth. There we go. I'm going to take down the floor, or even hide it by Control H, and just you see as we did the N cloth, this shows up. Good. That's pretty much that the N and the cloth, the gravity is going to go down. It's telling me pretty much where it's going to go and how. Now, this is an animation attribute, so basically the deformation would only happen within time, okay? And we're going to have more videos on animation, but for now, just to know that the length of the film, we're going to be able to change it here. I'm going to place like very high, 500. So you see it changes the number of frames. That means that the film is going to go on until 500 frames. Before it was going to be 24, which is too small time frame capture. I'm going to play it and see what happens after applying that cloth. Okay. So you see it's coming down in terms of geometry, and it should be deforming as if it was a cloth. I'm going to stop it. You can stop it whenever you want. Just kind of visit it. I'm going to press 5 and press it in 1 so it's smooth. I mean, sorry, 3 so it's smooth. And I don't know if you see it, but you see this like quite effects. It's kind of like slightly deforming according to a cloth system. So this is only after 18 seconds or 18 frames. And let's see if we press play and continue that, how it continues on deformation. I'm asking you guys to actually not deform it too much, because most of you guys are going a little bit crazy with the deformations. So be careful. I want to have like a reminiscence of the origin shape, but with the interest of what we're achieving through this deformation. For example, this would be very difficult to deform. I mean, you could do it with a mud box or just, sculpturing the one by one, but it's, it has some kind of a natural or kind of a non-artificial effect to it that is what I'm trying to search for. So this would be a very nice, for example, kind of peeling natural effect to it. But I'm going to go and drastically take it to the radical point. So I press play and see how it really deforms in time, and you will see that it actually behaves as a cloth. I'm going to press stop in some place, and I'm going to do you have to do a render of whatever interesting point of your deformation. For that, I'm going to basically go back to show my plane, the one that I had before, which is this one. Shift H, pressing this guy, and there it is. Remember that Computer doesn't allow this. There we go. I'm going to select the plane. It's now on top of it, so we have to just lower it down until it shows. There it is, coming along. Put it down. I'm basically going to just place myself and render it very fast and see how it is. Now I'm going to choose a very interesting position. This is very nice. And I'm going to render it. Of course, you should be checking a very nice perspective, etc. I'm going to pause it afterwards. Okay, so that's the deformation. I think it looks quite nice. Think of it as a freezing moment within a film, no? At the same time, we can go back anytime, and it will start from the beginning, and just think of the possibilities of also generating a video, an animation of this, just by setting a camera and following the deformation and animating this and showing how the cloth deforms. So okay, I'm gonna leave it there, and we'll go for the next encloth option in the next video tutorial. Great.